Hi, my name is Rob. I'm creating this video in English because in a later stadium it might be used for a non-Dutch audience. I will demonstrate an issue that I stumbled upon. The case is this. We are on the verge of creating a completely new environment in our workplace, and in that environment we will have a leading Active Directory, and both Windows and Linux clients that need to be maximally connected to the Active Directory for user management. So the first thing you think of is the System Services and Security daemon, and I've tried that, but I stumble upon a few issues which I want to demonstrate here, and I wonder if there is any way to circumvent that. By the way, I might be editing this video if I don't get into my words fluently enough, or if some pop-up appears on the screen. So if you see a sudden jump in the video, it's nothing to worry about. I will repeat the actions that I was demonstrating if necessary. Okay, I created an Active Directory on Windows Server 2019, and here I have my main domain, and I have an OU here called MISA, which is the quote-unquote company that we are emulating here. And we have a number of employees. I created 500 users, and all of these users have the RFC 2307 attributes added to them, so that SSSD can read from the Active Directory what the user ID and group ID should be, what the home directory should be, etc. I also have a few Linux groups. We have access groups for two servers. The finance server that has this group as an access group. This group does not have RFC 2307 attributes, and it has these members, 5 members here. And we have the ICT access group, which has these members. There's one member in both, which we'll come back to, which is Deborah Yock. Okay, then we have two groups that do include group ID numbers. The editors group, and the idea is that these people are people that need to create web pages for the web servers, and the web admins who are capable of creating, of modifying the web server and reloading HTTPD. There is one member, which is Deborah Yock, who is member of both groups, and the idea is that she is member of the finance department, and in the finance department she's the web admin, but she's an editor for both the finance department and the ICT department. So the idea is, on the finance server, she should be a web admin and an editor, but on the ICT server, she should only be an editor, not a web admin. That's the case. And that is something that I don't get enabled. So I'm going to log into the server to show you a few configurations that I have. So if I log into the servers and I look at the etc SSD etc SSD ssd.conf, the things that I would like to show you is that we have the AD access filter, which is in both cases for either the ICT or the finance group, those are the access groups. I would also want to show you that I have a min ID value of 3000, which is important later. And for the rest, it's straight SSD configuration, no real issues. The only thing is that I don't include the domain part when the user logs in. They just log in as the username only. Okay. I also have an administrator user, which is the user boss, and all the users, both this user and the various AD users, use this same password, which I will copy and paste. So if I paste this password, and if I say what groups does he belong to, he belongs to the group wheel, and because of that, he can become root via the sudo command, as you can see. Okay? Now, if I log out and I log in as a user, let's say Perry, and I enter my password. Mr. Perry is one of the of the editors, and he is a member of both editor groups, so he's not a very good example. Let me try again. If I log in as user badmin, and I give my password, I see that he's not accepted on the ops server, but he is accepted on the fin server, because he's in the finance group, but not in the ICT group. So, but if I log in as user dyok, which is the Deborah Yok that I showed you, that user is in both access groups and on both servers. She's member of both editors and web admins. So if I say sudo -l on both servers, she can execute Apache control as user root, which is not the intention. She's also a member of the editors group, and if I look at var html, you can see that the directory is writable for the editors group, which she is member of, and that should be she should be able to do that on both servers, but not restarting HTTPD or modifying a conf file which is writable for the web admins group, which is etc httpd conf.d. We have the custom conf file. Oh, I forgot to make it writable for the group, but that's for the group web admins, and she should not be able to have access to that group and not be able to write to restart HTTPD on the ops server. She should be able to do that on the fin server, but not on ops. That's the generic problem. A specific version of it is this. I have this user which is only available on the fin server, if I'm correct. So if I say SSH as user T Welsh, he's logged into the Fin server. Let me show you T Welsh. Okay, I have this organization unit here named random OU, and it has this group in it called the random group. And in the members you see Tyler Welsh, which is the user T Welsh that just logged on. And that user, if I go to the group attributes, and I go to group ID, I see that it has a group ID number of 10. But group ID 10 has a special meaning in Linux. So if I say, what's your ID? You see that he becomes a member of the group wheel. That gives him the capability of becoming a root. Sudo -I, and I include the password, and he's root, which is quite a security risk. And you could say, hey, we should prevent people from adding group ID numbers like this. But first, it's hard to control. Secondly, there might be a legitimate use case for adding someone to a group like that. Let's say an appliance is being used for I don't know what, and it also joins to the Active Directory, but it needs users with low user IDs to do specific tasks on that appliance. If such a user also has access to another Linux server, he also has access to those same groups on the Linux server, which is an issue. So what we would need is to be able to block, let's say, all users below 1000 of becoming a member, of people becoming a member from such a group through AD assignments, Active Directory assignments. And as I showed you before, we have the min ID in ssd.conf. We have this min ID attribute, but that only works on the user ID and the primary group ID. It doesn't work on additional groups, and that's what you want to prevent. So I hope there is a solution for this, either to some extra piece of software like maybe IDM by Red Hat. I don't know if it has the capability, but this is something that I think we need to solve to be able to properly administer the Linux server in a new environment. Thanks for your attention.